Thank you very much. Today we convene here in Kigali, in most of the African countries, to discuss around the transformation of agriculture in general. But most importantly, it is around 21st CAADP Platform Partnership. At the same time, we are commemorating the 16th day of food and nutrition security in Africa, where we say that every African should enjoy life by having food, so accessibility, availability, and even stability of the food. So we have been shifting from Marabo Declaration, where member states have been committing to deliver on some targets, and then we realized that we are still having the weak implementation systems. Most of those implementation systems, they need most of a number of flagships that can trigger the change and the quick transformation of the agriculture in the African continent. So today we have been setting the scene to see how we have been reminding ourselves, why don't we really achieve the target? But the discussion will continue in separate sessions and sub-themes. We wanted to think on how to accelerate the agri-food system transformation. But now the topic is, how do we build the resilient agri-food system? And the sustainability is also a very key element to discuss. So we have been having the production, thinking about agriculture in general, but we wanted to connect the dots between the agriculture for food availability, the nutrition, trade, and the income for future generation. So for this journey, we need to build a system which is resilient to shocks. So climate change is real, is affecting the production, is affecting the whole value chain in terms of post-harvest losses and the other issues. So we wanted to rethink the tools and the means that will help to accelerate the journey from the production to the food, as we can, to production and the nutrition. So this meeting is a platform which will help people to rethink on the technologies that need innovation. We have to innovate. We have to rethink on how to do our investment. We need to catch up and do the right investment. So most of the countries have been injecting money, putting the money into the public financing. So the percentage of the public financing should increase. At the same time, the engagement of private sector into the journey should be also strengthened, and making sure that we do the right investment. So we still believe that from this, the outcomes of this meeting will be having the practical pathways, the practical solutions that will be helping to solve a couple of questions. One is the productivity for measure crops in our ecosystems. The second one is, how do we feed, how do we conserve, how do we replenish our soils to make sure that a big number of total land that Africa has is productive. So we will be needing also to discuss on engine of transformation, most importantly the right policies, how the right policies should be domesticated into the national plans. This has been a success story for Rwanda, where we have the Vision 2050, we have the National Strategy for Transformation, and now each sector has the strategy to transform the separate segment. So Rwanda, we have been setting up, already validating the national strategy, the sector strategy for building a resilient agri-food system, where we are connecting the producers, the people in the environment, the people in food security in general, the people in nutrition, but most importantly, inclusivity is the key, where we have to make sure that the future generation is included. Most importantly, the youth and the women will be part of the discussion from this meeting. So by the end of this meeting, each country will be able to look at all those targets and see how those targets are streamlined or are domesticated into the national plan. We'll be discussing on the monitoring and evaluation. How do we follow up? How do we do a real follow-up of what we have been committing? And then learning from others. The success stories from different countries will be a subject of discussion, and making sure that in 10 years coming, the Rwanda, the Africa in general, will be having a percentage. We have been saying that around 55 of food should come from our own efforts in Africa, in different countries. But we need those tools, we need the reforms, we have to rethink on the way we do things, we have to accelerate the action that we have. And most importantly, we have to look at the accountability of how do we implement our policies, even discipline around those. So when we combine all those aspects, we'll be having an outcome that the Africa can start being self-sufficient in food and nutrition as a thing. AGRA has been being among the key champions of transforming the food system journey. So shifting from the commitment to the action, they have been setting a big number of flagships, and those flagships are supporting the transformation of Rwanda's agriculture system. Most importantly, they have been saying that the involvement or the empowerment of youth and the women into different segments of the value chain is a key. They have been providing financing mechanisms where they provide some financing that are helping the whole system. They have been talking about seed, they have been talking about the post-harvest handling, they have been talking about innovation, they have been talking about digitalization. So it is a program which has been helping to rethink on how to reach the action from the real commitment. Through even the commitment, even the program they have, it seems like when you bring people on board, when you strengthen the partnership, when you rethink the financing, when you rethink on the tools and the models of delivering, you are accelerating, you are achieving quickly the impact and the
How about system transformation in Rwanda when you see where we have been and where we are now?
So Rwanda's food system transformation has been a journey as well, starting from the land use utilization, land use agenda, where we have been promoting the crops that are very important in food security. Recently, we are now jumping to the building the resilient food systems, where we have to fight against, or we have to adapt, even to mitigate the shocks and the effect of climate change, promoting different technologies. We have been going into the involvement of the private sector, which is a key into transformation of those food systems. We have been now reaching a large number of farmers, people who are food secure, and then we are now increasing the commercialization aspect. So shifting from the subsistence farming, now we are reaching now the journey of transformation into the commercial farming systems, where we engage the key big stakeholder farmers, where we are promoting the food basket site. Those are the engines of food production to link the production to the market, at the same time even the trade in general. So we still believe that the journey we have been going through is now at the level where everyone can benefit from the effort which is committed. So when I said that we have been engaging even in the private sector, we have been working on research and development, we have been working on climate resilient practices, so even looking on how to reduce the quantity or the percentage of food losses, because by increasing the productivity, you have also to save what you produce. So the journey continues for increasing the productivity as a very important factor. The journey is increasing to shifting from the from the subsistence to the commercial farming systems, at the same time boosting the agri-export scenarios that can help farmers to increase income and then improving livelihood. So seed industry has been discussed by different partners in Rwanda. Shifting from seed importation to the local seed production has been a journey. Rwanda has been succeeding now to alleviate the imported seed. From reaching that journey, it was very important to engage the key partners. So AGRA has been among the key players in different aspects. As I said, developing the local seed system scenarios. The local seed system scenarios from research to the private sector engagement, where we have been discussing on different types of varieties. They have been providing capacity with the government, of course. They have been providing tools. They have been providing financing to make sure that the people who are engaged in the value chain of seed production are reaching the target that we wanted to achieve. So, as I said, the entry point for AGRA was engagement of private sector, most importantly the youth. Taking the youth as the engine of understanding the seed system into the context of Rwanda's agri-food system transformation. So they continue supporting this program. We are now shaping the Rwanda Food Innovation Hub, which will be a platform, an ecosystem where most of the partners will sit and discuss on the implementation of all those milestones that are needed to transform our Rwanda's agri-food system. So they have been playing a big role on policy-wise, developing different strategies. They have been supporting the capacity development, the understanding of the food system journey. How do we connect the key partners that are into the value chain, providing financing, as I said, but at the same time, we continue working together to make sure that all of those targets, all of those plans that has been designed, being implemented jointly with the government and the other key partners, most importantly youth, women, and the private sector.
Thank you very much, sir.